Have you ever pondered the presence of Stoic philosophy in the Bible, the sacred text of Christianity? An intriguing question, isn't it? One might even say a paradox. Stoicism, a philosophy born in the bustling marketplaces of ancient Greece, and the Bible, a cornerstone of faith for billions spanning millennia. At first glance, they appear as distinct as night and day. But let's delve a bit deeper, shall we? Stoicism at its core is a philosophy that champions emotional resilience. It teaches us to remain unfazed by the ebb and flow of fortune, to maintain our inner peace amidst the tempests of life. It encourages us to focus on what is within our control and let go of what is not. The highest good, according to Stoicism, is virtue, living in agreement with nature, with reason. Stoicism was first introduced by Zeno of Citium, a merchant-turned-philosopher who taught in the Painted Stoa in Athens, thereby giving the philosophy its name. Stoicism was later refined and expanded upon by philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. These luminaries of ancient thought left us with a wealth of wisdom on how to navigate life with grace, fortitude, and integrity. Now consider the Bible. A sacred text, a guide for life, a source of spiritual nourishment for countless souls. It offers wisdom, moral guidance, and a pathway to the divine. It speaks to the human condition, our struggles, our triumphs, our yearning for meaning and purpose. It tells us of virtues like love, patience, kindness, and humility. So we have Stoicism, an ancient philosophy rooted in reason, resilience, and virtue, and we have the Bible, a transcendent text that speaks to the deepest parts of the human soul. At a glance, these two might seem worlds apart. But could there be an unlikely connection, a shared wisdom that transcends time and culture? Now let's explore how these seemingly disparate worlds of Stoicism and the Bible intersect. Let's dive into the core of Stoic philosophy and see how they mirror certain biblical teachings. At the heart of Stoicism, we find a few key principles. One of these is the acceptance of fate, the understanding that some things are simply beyond our control. Stoics teach that we should focus our energies on what we can change and let go of what we can't. Now, doesn't this sound very much like the serenity prayer from the Bible? The prayer asks for the serenity to accept what cannot be changed, the courage to change what can be, and the wisdom to know the difference. This harmony between Stoicism and the Bible is quite striking, isn't it? Another cornerstone of Stoicism is the pursuit of virtue. Stoics believe that a good life is one lived in accordance with virtue. Similarly, the Bible places a great emphasis on virtues such as love, patience, and humility. In the book of Corinthians, it is said that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. This echoes the Stoic principle of living a virtuous life, of being patient and humble, and of treating others with kindness and respect. Moreover, the Stoic concept of focusing on what's in our control parallels the biblical idea of divine providence. While Stoics advise us to accept what we can't control and focus on our actions and responses, the Bible teaches us to trust in God's plan, knowing that He is in control of the things we cannot change. In both philosophies, there's an understanding that we are not the masters of the universe, but we can master our responses to it. The parallels are intriguing, aren't they? But the similarities don't end here. While there are striking similarities between Stoicism and Christianity, they also diverge in significant ways. Let's delve into the main differences between these two philosophies. At the heart of Stoicism is the belief in a rational, indifferent universe. Stoics perceive the universe as a well-ordered system governed by reason, where every event has a purpose, even if it's beyond human comprehension. This universe is indifferent, not in a cold or uncaring sense, but in the way that it maintains a balanced and unbiased perspective, treating all creatures equally without preference. On the contrary, Christianity posits a universe guided by a personal, loving God. Christians believe in a deity who is deeply invested in the affairs of humanity, an entity who, in his omniscience, orchestrates events according to a divine plan. This God is not indifferent. He is a caring father who loves his children, feels their pain, and offers them comfort. Another salient difference lies in the approach to self-sufficiency. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on self-reliance. It champions the idea that happiness and peace lie within us, that we are the masters of our thoughts, and that external events cannot disturb our tranquility unless we permit them to. It encourages us to become an island unto ourselves, independent of circumstances and other people for our well-being. Christianity, however, leans towards reliance on divine grace. It teaches that humans in their fallen state are incapable of achieving true peace and happiness on their own. They need the grace of God, His unmerited favor to heal, to grow, and to live a life of love and joy. Christians believe that strength and peace are gifts from God, not solely products of human effort. In Stoicism, the universe is a rational entity, and humans need to align themselves with its logic. In Christianity, God is a loving Father, and humans need to accept His grace. Stoicism calls for self-reliance, while Christianity emphasizes divine reliance. These differences underscore the unique perspectives each philosophy brings to understanding life and coping with its challenges. Despite these differences, Stoic philosophy has found its way into modern Christian thought and practice. Indeed, it is not uncommon to find echoes of Stoicism in the Sunday sermons, Christian self-help books, and personal practices of believers. Stoicism, with its emphasis on emotional resilience, acceptance of fate, and focus on personal virtue, shares a striking resonance with Christian teachings, particularly in the modern context. Let's take emotional resilience, for instance. Stoicism teaches us to accept life's ups and downs with equanimity, recognizing that we cannot control external events, but only our responses to them. This same principle is echoed in modern Christianity. Consider this common Christian phrase: God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Sounds quite Stoic, doesn't it? Then there's the acceptance of fate. Stoics believe that everything happens for a reason, and we should accept our fate with grace and humility. This aligns well with the Christian belief in divine providence, the idea that God has a purpose for everything, even if we can't always understand it. This shared belief in a higher order or plan connects Stoicism and Christianity in a profound way. And let's not forget the focus on personal virtue. Both Stoicism and Christianity emphasize the importance of virtuous living, of being the best person you can be. In Christianity, this is often framed as living in a way that reflects Christ's teachings. In Stoicism, it's about living according to nature and reason. Despite the different language, the core idea is the same: strive to be a good person. So, while there are certainly differences between Stoicism and Christianity, they share some common ground. It's not surprising then that Stoicism has found its way into modern Christian thought and practice. It's fascinating how two philosophies from different times and places can intersect and influence each other, isn't it? In conclusion, the intersection of Stoicism and the Bible offers a rich exploration of philosophy and faith. Our journey started by delving into an unlikely connection, a surprising overlap between the ancient philosophy of Stoicism and the teachings of the Bible. We discovered that both the Stoics and the Bible encourage a life of virtue, moderation, and self-control. Both preach the importance of accepting the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. We then ventured into the heart of this intersection, examining in detail the key parallel teachings. Stoic ideals such as the pursuit of wisdom, the endurance of hardship, and the acceptance of fate resonate strongly with biblical messages. The Stoic emphasis on inner peace, virtue, and the acceptance of things outside our control finds echoes in the biblical teachings of Jesus and Paul. However, we also acknowledge the significant differences that set Stoicism and the Bible apart. Stoicism, with its emphasis on rationality and self-sufficiency, contrasts with the Bible's focus on faith and divine grace. It's important to remember that while we can find similarities, these are two distinct systems of thought with their own unique perspectives. Our exploration continued into the modern era, uncovering the presence of Stoic principles in contemporary Christianity. We observed how Stoic ideas about virtue, endurance, and tranquility have been integrated into Christian teachings, providing a philosophical framework for believers to navigate the complexities of life. In the end, at this intersection of Stoicism and the Bible, we find a fascinating blend of philosophy and faith. These two pillars of human thought, though distinct, share profound insights into the human condition, teaching us about virtue, wisdom, and the path to tranquility. Perhaps the enduring appeal of both Stoicism and the Bible lies in their shared pursuit of wisdom, virtue, and tranquility in a chaotic world.